The Clintons come trailing clouds of entitlement and concealment and legalistic Jesuitical reasonings, the kind of people who could find a loophole in a stop sign. Her obvious motive was to conceal. You conceal in order to control, and that's what makes this literally, strictly speaking, Orwellian. In George Orwell's novel 1984, Oceania's regime, the totalitarian regime, had an axiom. He who controls the past controls the future, and he who controls the present controls the past. This is a way of controlling what we will know about the history of our country, and it is deeply sinister.
Wow. It's a lot of good stuff there. The best line was the Clintons could find a loophole in a stop sign. Joining us now is John Sununu, former governor of the state of New Hampshire and former chief of staff to President George H.W. Bush. Hello, Governor.
Good afternoon, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. All right, so, you know, we hear all kinds of assessment on how damaging this is to Hillary, but I got to tell you, Dianne Feinstein said she better speak up unless that's orchestrated, and Hillary asked her to say that, which I wouldn't put past them. New York Times ripping her to an extent today. Washington Post ripping her to an extent today. How big a problem is this for her, do you believe?
Well, I really think the key message is Dianne Feinstein's. I think she is reflecting the panic in the Democratic Party at how badly the Clinton campaign is handling this. And if they can't handle this now, I think the Democrats feel she's not going to be able to handle a serious presidential campaign. This is a big problem. It is not going to go away. It has legs. It affects virtually every other critical issue that people have to criticize Mrs. Clinton on, and it really enhances, if you will, the whole attack package that'll be used in a campaign.
You know, Trey Gowdy said, and again, it's a whole nother issue that we're going to discuss with Andy McCarthy about why Trey Gowdy didn't say anything for 6 months since he knew and the committee knew about this. But he said, for instance, she handed over email, but no email from the time that she was even seen on the plane on her BlackBerry on her way to Libya during a very pivotal time. It you know, just stretches the line of credibility to think that there were no emails from that period, but none were handed over.
You know, Steve, when people start as their principal line of defense bragging about sending you 55,000 pages of email, then you know when they focus on that number, there must be many thousands more that they haven't sent you. And that's the issue here. Not the emails that they have sent. By the way, they sent those all in paper so that they're not searchable in the format that they have now. If they were being forthcoming, they would have sent electronic versions so people can look at them. So they continue to play games. And I think what Dianne Feinstein and the Democrats are really afraid of is that this is defining her as a game-playing candidate.
Game-playing. Okay, gotcha. Now, let me ask you this. Today she's giving a speech about women's rights and blah, 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 women. Yet, of course, they took money. The Clinton Foundation took money, takes money from countries that treat women like dirt and worse. How does she square all that?
She doesn't.
Care to elaborate, Governor?
Well, look,
yeah.
What is astounding to me is that Mrs. Clinton is generally pretty smart politically, and she should have known, certainly knew, that she was going to run for president. Why did she allow the system that she was a significant part of to do these silly things? I'm more astounded at them not having hidden all these problems better than I am that the problems have come out. I don't know how she's going to square things because she's going to be answering issues related to the foundation and to the emails between now until she loses on election night in November 2016.
All right, let's talk about 2016, why don't we? How do you see the Republican field shaping up at this point? Of course, no one's announced yet. When can we expect some of the announcements to start coming?
Well, I think it's a strong and deep and broad and smart field. It's going to be a hard process in going through a selection. I think you're going to start seeing announcements in late spring, April, May. I don't think people will wait till the summer. I don't think they should wait till the summer because the summer dies, and so a July announcement is as late as a September announcement, effectively. They're all coming to New Hampshire, so you know they're beginning to get serious. They're all stopping by for coffee, so you know some of them are really serious. And this is going to be a very interesting campaign. I strongly prefer a governor or a former governor. I think the size of the problem that Obama is going to leave the country needs the experience of the executive office that would come from a candidate who had been a governor or a former governor.
By the way, I thought you were going to say they were stopping by for dinner at your house. Maybe that's why they're coming to New Hampshire. But
coffee, just coffee.
All right. Let me let you hear President Obama answer the following question about the Hillary emails. Here it is.
Mr. President, when did you first learn that Hillary Clinton used an email system outside the U.S. government for official business while she was Secretary of State?
At the same time, everybody else learned it through news reports.
Through news reports. He said the same thing about the IRS. He said the same thing about the flyover of Air Force One in New York, buzzing the Statue of Liberty. He said the same thing about the Fast and Furious. He said the same thing about the AP seizing the Justice Department seizing the AP records. Is he incompetent or is he a liar?
Yes. Look, this president thinks he's playing cute when he uses an answer like that. But now we know what that answer really means. It means I am detached. I don't pay attention to anything important to the country. I don't pay attention to items of significance that the White House should be paying attention to. And if it ain't golf, and if it ain't politics, and if it ain't fundraising, I'm not looking. Yeah. That's what that means when he says, I read it in the news.
Yeah, but my God, could you imagine if this was President Bush? Time after time claiming that he found out about things on TV.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, Governor, always great to talk to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the chance. Take care.
My pleasure. Governor John Sununu, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be very interesting on so many fronts. I can't wait to see how this field shakes out. I think we are in for a very, not only pivotal, and I guess I said this in 2012, and I guess I said this in 2008, but my God, after what will be 8 years of Obama, and we don't know the damage done yet because he's not finished. He likes to say you ain't seen nothing yet. He hasn't said that out loud lately. But this election will be the most important possibly in our lifetimes and maybe our children's lifetimes. All right, the Malzberg panel is next. Don't go away.